Good morning, everybody. This is Bev with Stampin' with Inky Fingers. I am just coming on this morning to do my video for mystery stamping, which was Wednesday, February 3rd. All right, so if you don't already have the list of supplies, I will show you in the next slide here. Okay, so we're back with February 3rd Mystery Stamping Hour. Just before we get started, again, we're stamping with Inky Fingers. If you are placing an order with me anytime between February 1st and 14th, this is the host code right here. If your order is over $200 though, do not use the host code because then Stampin' Up! Will allow you to use the host code yourself and get some free items. And again, remember that for the remainder of the month, for all of February, any order that you place that is $60, you can order a free item from the Celebration flyer. And if your order is $120, you can either order 2 items or 1 item that is valued at the $120 mark. And for every $60 increment, you will add another freebie to your order. All right, so again, that's happening for the remainder of February. So getting started today, gathering your supplies. Got a bit of a shadow on the back of here. Let me see if we can turn that over. Oh no, it's still going to be there. Oh well. Okay, I will go through the list with you here. Everything is sticking this morning. So to get started, we need cardstock. So color number 1 is going to be 9 3/4 by 4 1/4, scored at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. Then you want that same color at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Color number 2, you want a piece that's 3 by 4. And then your basic white or very vanilla, you want 2 pieces that are 3 by 4 and 1 piece that's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Then you want a piece of designer series paper that is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 and the same piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then you want your stamp sets, so you want images and sentiments. You want ink that's going to coordinate with your designer series paper and or your cardstock. For embellishments, you want a piece of ribbon that is approximately 11 inches and 11 inches long, and just a little bit wider ribbon would serve well here is what I put there. So not necessarily twine, but something that's a little bit wider. And then your other embellishments that you want, trinkets, rhinestones, or pearls, and a selection of adhesives. Okay, so once you have all of that ready, we will get started. And for clue number 2, you want to fold your piece of 9 3/4 by 4 1/4 in a Z fold or accordion style. So you want one score line to go in and the other one to go under. Okay, where did I put my card? I don't even have my card here to show you. But basically, if you've got 2 score marks, you're going to fold one this way and the other one is going to go this way. So you're going to end up with a Z fold. Okay? All right, and burnish those score marks with your bone folder. Okay, clue number 3 says, adhere the smaller piece of designer series paper to one of the 3 by 4 basic white layers. So if you remember, you cut 2 pieces of basic white 3 by 4, you're going to add a piece of designer series paper or mat a piece of designer series paper onto that basic white layer. Okay, and moving on, clue number 4. Let me do this for you. wrap your piece of ribbon around the 2 layers that you just put together. So you added the designer series paper to the 3x4 basic white layer, and now you're going to wrap a piece of ribbon around those 2 layers. Okay, and now clue number 5. Adhere this layer to the front of the Z-fold layer. So the piece that you just wrapped your ribbon around, you're going to take your Z-fold, and it's opening this way. So you're going to add it. Now this is very small. I just grabbed a piece of scrap paper, but yours is bigger. And you're going to add that mat to the front of your Z-fold layer. Okay. I'm confusing myself here. Okay, so clue 2, 3, 4 are done. Here's clue number 5. Adhere this layer to the front. Oh, we just did that. Sorry. Adhere this layer to the front of your Z-fold layer. Okay. So we've done that. Okay. Clue number 6. Adhere the larger piece of designer series paper to the color number 1, which was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so this piece is going to be the same color as your Z fold that you just cut, but this piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you're going to add your larger piece of designer series paper to there. Okay, when you've got that done, clue number 7 says to center and adhere this layer to the Z fold layer. So I think that actually should read the other way around. You're adhering your Z fold to that piece that you just layered in number 6. So you've got your, where are we here? You've got your piece of cardstock, and then you've got a piece of designer series paper over it, and you're going to center this Z fold on it. And again, sorry that I don't have the actual pieces here, because I might be confusing you with the sizes that I'm using, but this is going to go on the front of this card, of that cardstock with designer series paper on it. Okay. Clue number 8 says, oh, I think we got it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, clue number 8. Stamp your sentiment on the other piece of 3x4 basic white. While you're doing that, I'm going to see if I can grab my card. So I think it would be easier if I could show you. I really don't know what I've done with it, which is kind of sucky. Okay. All right, well, hopefully we can follow along. When we get to the end, it'll make more sense. Okay, sometimes it's easier just to watch the video and then go back and do the card too. All right, clue number 9 says, depending on how big your sentiment is, you may want to stamp some small images on this same piece. So you had a piece of basic white that was 3x4. So if your sentiment is fairly small, you might want to stamp a few smaller images just around the outside, but you certainly don't have to. Okay, clue number 10. Clue number 10 says to adhere your sentiment layer to the inside of your Z fold. So again, you have your designer series paper here, and then when you open it up, you've got these 2 pieces here, and I layered my sentiment piece on here. Okay. All right, clue number 7. Stamp your image on the piece of 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 basic white. So you had 3 pieces of basic white. 2 of them were 3 by 4, and 1 piece was a little bit smaller at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And just stamp your image on that piece. Okay. Clue number 12 says, layer this piece onto color number 2, 3 by 4. So you're layering your basic white that you just stamped your image on onto the colored piece that's 3 by 4. Okay, that was clue number 12. And clue number 13. Adhere this layer to the inside or the center of your Z fold. So again, here's your Z fold. You've got designer series paper here. You've got your sentiment here, and you're going to adhere your image to this piece. Okay, so that when you open it up, you've got designer series paper, and then you've got an image and a sentiment. Okay, that was clue 13, and clue 14 is somewhere here. And there it is. Okay, clue number 14 is your mystery is solved. All right, so here's the front of my card. Now, on this card that I made originally, I flipped my designer series paper, and I didn't like it. It was just a little bit too plain. So then I added another sentiment to the front. But on yours, if you've used the same piece of designer series paper, it'll be much more, well, depending on the designer series paper you used, I suppose. But anyway, you could or could not put another sentiment on the front there, or even another image if you wanted to. And then when you open up your card, this is your Z fold. So you've got your sentiment, your image, and designer series paper on the front, and then it's all attached to the cardstock and designer series paper that you layered. And I do apologize that I can't find my actual card that I made. Maybe I mailed it away already. Got a lot of card kits on the go here right now, but anyway, sorry. But that is our mystery stamping solved for February 3rd. All right, so enjoy making the card, and I do love to see pictures of them. If you want to post them to Stampin' with Inkie Fingers Facebook page, I would love to see what you've made. Take care and have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you on February 10.